Hello, welcome to IAS Factors revision series. And now we are discussing a very important topic because a lot of people skip this area because they don't think it is important. But when you check UPSC, when they asked questions from these areas, a lot of questions have come, especially for even prelims as well as for mains. They asked this area, and the picture from this picture, can you find out this area? This is the Sangam age. So a lot of people do not know that there is an age, there is a Sangam age, and that is happening in the south of India. So we'll find out all of this, and we'll actually go through a detailed perspective, rather a quick perspective, and some random facts from the UPSC examination. Okay, so with me, Arjun R Shankar, let's immediately start the session. Let's move to the Sangam age. So the Sangam age, as you can see, where is this place? You know, this is South India, so definitely Tamil Nadu, all of this is coming into place. So please understand, when we were discussing about the northern India, we are discussed entire about the northern India. We've discussed about the Mauryas, we have discussed about the Mahajanapadas, the Mauryas, post Mauryas, the Guptas, Harshavardhana, and even some portions we have discussed about the Shatavahanas. All these kingdoms, we have discussed about them. So what was exactly happening in the south of India? Right from, you can see, 300 BC to almost, you can see, 300 BC to 300 AD. It's a long time. 300 BC to 300 AD, what exactly was happening in the south of India, especially Tamil Nadu, Karnataka, Kerala? What was happening? Andhra was already a part of the Shatavahanas and the other, they were actually part of that. And even all those Mauryan Empire, it almost extended up to Karnataka. But Kerala, Tamil Nadu, in this 300 BC to 300 AD means, what was it? They were mainly, that was the period called the Sangam age in this time, because South India, we discuss about the Sangam age. We'll find out what do you mean by Sangam. They were dominated by major kingdoms like Chera, Chola, and Pandyas. Remember this. And one important clarification that I want to give you is Cholas are not the Cholas that you see, the Rajaraja Chola, Rajendra Chola, Gangaikonda Cholapuram, that the thing that you see in the movie Ponniyin Selvan, PS2, that is not the Cholas that we're discussing about. We're discussing about the ancient Cholas. That is actually coming later. That is in the medieval period, almost in the 10th. That's a completely new. I am talking about the ancient 300 BC to 300 AD. We were ruled by the Chera, Chola, Pandyas. The names are the same, but the rulers are not the thing that you imagine to be Rajendra Chola or Rajaraja Chola. No. So we have to learn about this period, some things, few facts. And the most important thing that you will learn is the trade. The most important thing that you will learn is the trading activity, especially with the Roman world, the international world. The trade was humongous, and we learn about some ports. UPSC asked this question, Puhar Port, Kaveri Pattanam, Muchiri. All these were questions that they asked in UPSC. All those questions are coming from this area. So we need to know some ports, and other thing that makes Sangam literature is one such fact which is making it important. What is literature? The Sangam literature is also very, very important. So these are the important things that we have to learn. Now we'll go to the facts directly, take 2 or 3 facts from every area, and that also highlights some of the PYQs that were even asked before the examination. So let's delve into that. Okay, so let's move on to the first Sangam age. What does it mean? Early Tamil history, roughly between 300 BC to 300 CE. So what is BC means before Christ, and this is common era. CE means common era, also called as AD or Anno Domini. So this is present. We are in 2025 CE or 2025 AD. So how many years do you think? 300 BC, BC goes backwards. So 300 BC to 1 BC, 1 AD. Automatically you can calculate around 299 years, and 1 AD to 300 AD. It's almost 300 years. So when you count the years, 299 plus 300, it's almost, the approximate time is almost 599 or 600 years. This is how you calculate. BC goes backwards, AD goes forward. So for 600 years in Tamil history, we have to learn this history that is happening here. It's very interesting. Okay, it's very interesting. Do not hesitate to learn. We just have to take the best thing. Why is it called Sangam? Because Sangam means academy or an assembly of poets and scholars. They have existed, supposed to have existed in Madurai under the patronage of Pandya kings. So the idea of three Sangam is a part of legend. So the first Sangam, second Sangam, and third Sangam means it's a meeting, it's an assembly. So people, the historians say first and second Sangam is just a mythical one, maybe written by gods, goddesses. The first one being gods, goddesses, gods and poets. So the final third Sangam is historical because we have seen poets, people who have written this. So Madurai, Sangam means meeting. So get this, we are talking about this period. What is the political background? We need to know Chola, Chera and Pandya in the south of India, especially Cholas, the capital at Urayur. It's a strong naval power. So all these are the base for the next Cholas coming in. So Urayur is a place and Cheras at capital at Vanji, linked to trade to West Asia. So Cheras, Cholas, Tamils and Cheras definitely means Kerala, the people in Kerala. Pandya, the capital is in Madurai, the Sangam poet. So remember these points: Chola, Urayur, Cheras at Vanji and Pandyas in Madurai. So these are the important kingdoms. So let's get some idea. So we have not, unlike northern India, no pan-South empire existed until much later. That is a key point to be noted. Until we have Mauryas, Magadhas, the Harinka dynasty, the Nandas, Guptas, Harshavardhana. In south, we did not have a centralized kind of a pan-national empire. And most of them only reached Karnataka. South was actually free. So the trade between Southeast Asia and Roman and the growth of Tamil Brahmi script and local languages. The Tamil Brahmi scripts predate Sangam period. It's much more older. So let's, when you talk about, this is a very, very important area that can be asked in 2013, I guess, 2013 or 14, I guess they asked this question, Sangam literature. They had asked this question, so do not take it lightly. So what are the major Sangam literature works? So imagine, I know it might be difficult if you're not from a South Indian background, definitely knowing this thing can be a difficult, but still understand. Ettu Togai. It's called Ettu Togai means 8. Ettu means 8 in Tamil and Pattu Pata means 10 idols. That Pattu means 10. So that is 10 idols, 8 anthologies. Tolkapiyam, the oldest Tamil grammar text. So when you get a question for this, you need to write this. So remember 8 anthologies, 10 idols, Tolkapiyam and Patupattu or Patirupattu, which means Chera rulers, it is praise, and Aghananur and Purananur, which is war and public. So it might be difficult for you to remember all this, but still try. Aghananur, Purananur, Pattupattu or Pattupattu and the Patitrupat, you can call it anyway. It's difficult to pronounce, but have an idea. And the most important epics like Silapadikaram by Ilango Adigai and Manimekalai. There are many other works like Satanar, people who are very popular. So these are the most popular. Or there is even one more thing called Sivaka Chintamani. So all these are important. I'm not going into the details of that. But Silapadikaram is popular. Ilango Adigai is the man. And Manimekalai know about these things. So what is the Sangam literature completely? Every Sangam literature is into two themes, 1 and 2. One is Akham. Akham means interior, which means love, personal and emotional works. Puram means exterior, war, valor, kingship, ethics, etc. So one is love and one is war. Simple. They have two themes. That is a understanding. What is the archaeological sources? Number one, it's a megalithic burials with grave goods like pre-Sangam culture, Roman coins found from Tamil Nadu, and the Tamil Brahmi script. Megalith culture means you actually bury. There are something like this. This is a small rock-like thing. There is a huge rock kept here. Inside, there is a small thing. You actually bury people inside. And like the Egyptian thing, when you die in your grave, a lot of things will be kept with you for your afterlife. That is a belief. So megalithic culture. Now let's Cholas, Urayur, we already discussed. What is the name of the port? It is Puhar or Kaveri Pattanam. UPSC asked this question in 23 or 24. They asked this question. It is Puhar. Puhar or Kaveri Pattanam is the port. They are known for the naval power, Southeast Asia, Sangam poets, and the Sangam king Karikala. Karikala Chola. It's not the Karikala Chola that we discussed. We discussed the other portions, but he's a different person. So know the Sangam king Karikala, and then also know about the king Karikala is supposed to have built dams in the Kaveri river. He fought with the Pandyas and Cheras. He made inland and overseas trade. So a lot of things. So remember the Karikala of Cholas. He's known for these famous things, repairing rivers, etc. No for Puhar and Kaveri Pattanam. Moving on to the Cheras in Kerala and Tamil Nadu. The capital is Vanji, the present day Karur, and they control the ports of Muziris and Tundi. So Tundi also is a port, and Muziri or Muchiri is what you call it's Kodungal. It's called Kodungallur in Kerala. It's called Kodungallur in Kerala. So it's a part of that. So Muziris was actually the gate to Mediterranean. It was very big port back then. So what was the symbol? Bow and arrow was the symbol of this people. Bow and arrow was the symbol of Cheras. And the Pandyas in Madurai and Tirunelveli, the region of Madurai. The capital is Madurai. They're known for the Sangam and also exporting pearls. I'll explain this because it was pearls was the most important thing that Madurai was witnessing that time. So when you see a pearl economy during that time, remember pearls was very important. Moving on to the society, agriculture obviously was the mainstay. Even in Harshvardhana's time, it was an agrarian thing. Paddy cultivation, Roman coins found from Tamil Nadu and Kerala. So urban centers, ports like Kaveri Pattanam, Tundi, Puhar, Muziris, etc. So social structure, Vellalas or landowners formed the elite people. They were the richest people. They were kind of a feudatory. Like you say, landowners became later on like a kingship. They controlled the everything. That is, they're called Vellalas. And artisans and traders also respected. Women poets were there. Avayar indicate higher status of women in the north. So far we have discussed about the north, and you see that women status of women was very low. But you can see women poets were very high. Brahmanas were present, but Varna system was less rigid. It is something to be noted. Caste was just evolving, but not yet deeply entrenched in the society. So it was not a big issue then. And what about the Sangam? Religion is Sangam text talks about Murugan, because they talks about the mountains, the lands, the plateau, etc. They talks about the different type of lands or the Murugan. Definitely he was the most popular Tamil god. When you talk about Krishna is very popular. In Tamil Nadu, you can understand Murugan is the most popular person here. And the Koravai is Durga. Mayon is Krishna. So, and apart from the religion, you should understand Jainism and Buddhism can also be seen, because the both Manimegale and Sivaka Chintamani, the book, have references to both Jainism and Buddhism. But you should know, before even the religion came in, the ancestor worship and hero stone worship called Veerakalla. They worship their ancestors. They worship the hero people who laid down their lives, who fought battles, wars. That worship predated the Hindu gods worship in Sangam period. So that was even more. After that, only Hindu gods came in. And agriculture, Kaveri and Tamraparni supported by intense river plains of Tamraparni. Karigala Chola is definitely with canal irrigation, and whenever you remember Karigala Chola with river banks, irrigation, dams, etc. He is known for that. And trade and commerce, Rehamba, Puhar, Kaveri Patana, Muziris were important portraits, Roman coins, internal trades, like everything, etc. And guilds. We know you mean guild means Shreni. Here the guilds called Nigama existed early. A money-based economy flourished alongside it's a rare system. Money-based economy flourished alongside the land-based. So remember the guilds called Nigama are all important here. And the Chola king Karikala Chola. The Sangam period, he is known for the battle of Venni over the Cheras and Pandyas, and river embankment on Kaveri, it's already discussed, and a grand irrigation project, Puhar Kaveri Pattanam, and some of the other kings like Nedunkili. All these are not important, because you will not, if you see somewhere Nalankili and Nedunkili, they are kings of Cholas. They are the old people. Chera in Vanji and Karur. Udayan Cherlathan is the name, and Imaya Varamban Neduncherla. Then I'm sure if you do not know the terms in Malayalam, definitely it's going to be difficult. So know about Imaya Varamban Neduncherla and Udaya Cherladan. That one thing you can remember, if you forget, don't forget Sengutuvan. He is the red Cheran called as Cheran Sengutuvan. He is known for the Patani cult or the worship of Kannaki. The Kannaki, the story of Kannaki, mentioned in the Silapadikaram, it's very popular. And he even launched a Himalayan campaign, which is mentioned in the Pattu Pattu. So Sengutuvan, Cheran, Sengutuvan, or red Cheran. Remember, that is very popular. Pandya kings definitely Nedun Chelian. So either it is Nedun Cherlatan or Red Cheran. Remember all those important people. Okay, and now get an idea about the Chalukyas also. Down south, apart from this, you can also find examples of Chalukyas and Hoysalas, which we will discuss in art and culture. It is not a Sangam era, but in chapter Southern Contemporaries of Harsha, you can see they ruled from Vatapi or Badami in Karnataka. Pulakeshin was the greatest ruler. Aihole inscription defeated Harsha is important. Patronized Shaivism, Vaishnavism, Jainism. Temple architecture of Badami and Aihole. Kannada and Sanskrit. All of these points are previous year question paper of the UPSC. All of these are PYQs. Either they asked Chalukyas, where in Badami in Karnataka, or Vatapi or Badami. Pulakeshin too, the greatest ruler is a Chalukya. He defeated Harsha. So Aihole inscription talks about the defeat. He was a Shaivite, Vaishnavite, definitely know about the temples. Sanskrit was also known. So all this is important. Okay. And now let's move on to the hero stone. Random things. Hero stones or Veerakal. Kal means stone and hero means Veera means hero. Hero stones were erected for warriors who died protecting the cattle, land or the king. Often included inscriptions, it shows a Tamil culture worship heroism before formal temple culture. It's a type of, Tamil people. That is the reason why Tamil people like people who are very ferocious, who like, it's somehow the other way, why Tamil people have an innate liking for the hero, MGR, Rajinikanth. Hero worship, anything that heroism isn't actually in their blood, in the lineage. That is why. So hero stones are important. Megalith cultures, R. Sharma highlights the megalith cultures with that is also, we have already discussed that. And Tamil Brahmi inscriptions were much more older than they were found in the various caves. Like Tamil Brahmi inscription were found. Do you remember Kharoshthi and Brahmi? What is Kharoshthi and what is Brahmi? How you write it, left to right, right to left. Remember that. And they were found from the cave beds using Jain monks, etc. So Tamil Brahmi inscription is important. Muziris is in present day Kerala, I said Kodungalur. Mentioned in Periplus of the Erythraean Sea and Pliny's account. He's a Roman historian. Pliny is a Roman historian. Roman amphorae, gold coins and red polished ware are all found from here. Even in Kerala, you dig in the houses, you get all this. And pearl fishery, very important, pearl fishery. Pandyas controlled pearling centers along the Gulf of Mannar. So pearls were a major export often sent to Roman markets. Pearl was very popular around the Gulf of Mannar. Pandyas controlled this, the pearl fishery or the pearl economy. So female, definitely Avayar, Velivandan and other women poets are prominent here. They were advisors, lovers, moral voices. So women, compared to the women of the Guptas in the north, women in south were really better. And Pulakeshin II's victory over Harsha. This is what we discover. It was recorded in Sanskrit. So Aihole inscription definitely talks about Pulakeshin II. It was authored by Ravikirti, his court poet. This is also important. Remember this. It was written in Sanskrit but not in Kannada or Tamil. That shows the command that these people, even the Deccan rulers, were well versed with Sanskrit. This is just Aihole is just a explanation of that. And Chalukya architecture started to have a Vesara style. The Aihole, I'll discuss definitely in art and culture. Definitely there are two type of architecture. One is Nagara, the Nagara architecture, and the next is the Dravida architecture. So when you talk about the Nagara and the Dravida architecture, Vesara is the third style. Vesara is the third style. It is a mix of Nagara